I'll keep my eye on there just in case Cheryl comes in. She was having a difficult time getting in the other day, and I don't know if it was my end or her end. So we'll first settle ourselves in one chair. If you have blocks for your feet and you want to put them down there like we used to start class with when we would be at Vessel Health, that's only, it wouldn't be for you, Doug, because you have really long legs. And I know when I was working with you, you didn't need to do this. But anyone else that might want that, especially when we put our hips back to the back of the chair. And I want you to go ahead and do that. I want you to feel the chair. I want you to feel your connection with the chair. I want to feel as much of your spine there on your chair as possible. And just taking an inventory from feet back, up through your shins and to knees and then to hips, and just to see if we are in an alignment there, okay? Our disalignment begins with the feet and how we walk upon the earth, right? And so maybe some of you have certain shoes that you utilize that's helping you to realign that. But as we continue moving through space, if we move in that disalignment, then that's going to affect the whole rest of our body. Our hips get maladjusted, the spine gets maladjusted, the shoulders get maladjusted, the neck gets maladjusted, and we end up looking like that instead of looking nice and straight, okay? So we'll focus on that in our yoga practice as well. And looking down, just making sure those feet are nicely even. And then settling back into our spine, settling back into our shoulders, and settling into our breath. So maybe just closing the eyes for your comfort if you're comfortable doing that. Beginning to just attend to your breath, notice it as it is. And of course, as we begin to attend to our breath and begin to notice it as it is, it changes, right? Because we think, oh, I guess I need to breathe a little deeper. And so that's good. That's what that mindfulness is bringing that attention to our breath that we take for granted. And so let's do that together. Just beginning to lengthen and extend the breath deep down into the belly, like bellows, right? Bellows that are that thing they used to use to open and close like a accordion to get the fire going, right? We're getting that fire going, the bellows going with our own breath, taking it down into the belly. To find more length in that inhale, we want to notice that breath coming up into the rib area as well. And to add that 3-part yogic breath to it, we want to feel that breath letting our belly rise, ribs expand, and chest rise up as well. And as we sit here breathing like these long, slow, full breaths, with your spine up against the back of the chair, you're going to realize how that breath is affecting not just the front of our body, but the back as well. Feel the spine elongate on your inhale. Trying to keep that length, even when you exhale. To hear your breath, which is good feedback for you. You take a slight constriction at the back of your throat. It's called Ujjayi breath. Pranayama breath. One form of pranayama. The Darth Vader type breath. All in and out through the nose. Let's do 2 more of those, please. Good. And then let your hands release down. Palms are forward. You can open your eyes if you like. We're just going to lift up our arms to our gaze line, the horizon here. Opening up our fingers and just keep them gentle right now. We don't need to add a little constriction to it. And let's just gently bounce those hands, those arms as I keep my gaze forward. So kind of peripherally, I'm seeing my hands and my arms just take this little bounce. Maybe making that a little bit more bouncy. My back is still attached to the chair. Maybe pulling in at my navel point just to get that lumbar spine to attach there as well. Keeping that core strong. Really light here. We're not contracting into our arms, but we will be feeling this. And you can make those a little bit bouncier, a little bit more up, a little bit more down. We're not breathing with this movement. If we were, we would be breathing really fast. Okay, so just stay with your normal breath rate. Or with that nice deep belly breath rate. And keep those bounces going, maybe lifting up. Gaze stays at the horizon. Almost feeling with that motion, the chair starting to scoot a little bit. As my arms rise up, my shoulders push back into the top of my chair. Spine still staying aligned. And let's release those hands down. I want you to feel the fingers tingling a bit, maybe on that prana, that life energy that's flowing now into our arms. And then palms up, reaching to the side here. Shoulders stay back in the chair. Just make sure they're back there by giving yourself a little bit of left and right motion there. Pulling at the belly. That's really the only place I want you to be contracted right now is in the belly space. And let's start those little bounces. And again, I'm not contracting my arms, okay? Just relaxing them, but not so much that they fall down. We still are holding them. Shoulder distance, right? Shoulder height here. Just little bounces. Maybe making them a little bit bouncier. Still staying mindful of breath. And a little bounce here. So what we're doing here, by keeping our movement faster than our breath, coming back to our breath to maintain it nice and long, is we are capturing that feeling of when life is going really fast. And let's go a little bit faster, maybe our bouncier. When life is going faster than we want it to go, when there's a lot of movement and bounciness from one thing to the other, we can kind of be with that in a more calm way by bringing our attention to that breath. Really finding your flapping motion here. And go ahead and let your hands float on down. Good. I'm going to do that. Another way here, I want you to take your hands forward, but then shift the hands to the right a bit. So one palm is down, one palm is up, okay? My right hand has to be up, my left is down. And I'm going to just start this bounce at a diagonal, okay? So one arm is coming out and down, the other arm is coming in and out or opening. And again, nice and gentle arms, my biceps, and then you can take this stronger if you want, okay? But really, we just want to find some bouncy action here. You can keep your hands, your eyes focused on your hands, or you can look straight ahead. And let's take those hands at that diagonal a little bit bouncier and bigger. Warming up the shoulders, the arms, a little bigger. Back to breath. Feel myself kind of rocking on my chair, so don't rock so much that you push yourself out of the chair, but have that energy, that motion. And bring your hands back. Take that energy you're feeling from one palm to the other. Shift the opposite hand downward, the other one up. Okay, feeling that connective, chi energy there. And just begin that little bounce. See how, if you can still feel that energy coming from one hand to the other. This is that healing energy that we use in healing touch, in Reiki. We all have this capacity to heal with our hands, with touch, or just with the energy that comes from us and our intentions for healing for ourselves or for others. If you have a pain, go ahead and keep opening those arms a bit. You can take your own hand to that place or just hover above it and send your breath. And you're healing there. Go ahead and start to open up. Either bigger or faster. And come back to the breath. It's calm and slow. And bring those hands together. And let's set them palm down on top of our thighs. Good, you guys. A little different way to start class here. I'm going to pull my back away from the chair, but I'm going to keep my hips nicely connected there as I begin now to work through the spine in cat and cow. So I'm holding on to my knees, pulling forward. My elbows come into my hips. I let my heart come up. Gaze can follow, or you can keep your head in more of a neutral. And then curl and tuck and round. Hands slide down. Chin comes to chest. Really feel yourself curling in. And then bring yourself up, holding on. Express your heart. And you guys keep going, okay? Keep going with that. I'm going to just get out of my chair and turn up my notifications. So I forgot to do that. Keep an eye on you guys as you do your cat and cow there. Bring my notification bar down. Doesn't want to do that right now. Okay, well, hopefully we won't get disturbed. Okay, let's do 2 more sets of that cat-cow. Hips at the back, everything in alignment. And then coming back with that straight spine. I'm going to take my right hand to the right side of the seat of the chair. Okay, my left arm is going to come up. And I'm going to take my body over at an angle to the left. Okay, yeah, so I'm holding on here so that I don't fall out of the chair. And I'm lengthening the side body here in this lateral move. Now I want to put energy, if you want, I'm going to into my arm, to my fingers, as I extend myself over and holding. So I'm getting some kind of weight bearing there with my right arm because it's holding up my weight from keeping over to the left. I'm getting strength in my left arm by continuing to pull it outwards and upwards. Okay, if you want, you can let your head rest on your bicep, or just keep your head straight. And let's reach a little bit more. Hold on tight. Don't go flying down to the ground. And then lift yourself up. Inhale. And keep holding on here. And let's just take it over to the other side. Another lateral movement here to open up that side body. So my right elbow, hand that's attached to the chair, is bent as the other one comes over and really expresses that opening in that left side body with breath. Length and depth. Pulling out my navel point, lifting myself up. Inhale, nice and long. And exhale. That left hand comes down. Release both hands and just let them be dangling. Feel the difference. Feel like my left hand, my left arm's about 2 inches longer right now than my right. Feeling the tingling sensation through my healing hands, your healing hands. I'm going to take a hold of the left side of my chair. I'm going to raise my right arm up nice and high here, lengthen that side body. And then I'm going to lean over, keeping that length, okay? Keeping that length, pulling back my left shoulder, my right one forward. And I'm at this angle, squeezing into, for me at least, it's my right side of my waist, holding on, dear life, onto the chair. If I didn't, boom, I'm going to be going onto my side there and off the chair. And I don't want that. Let's let those hands reach out a little bit more strength through your arms. Open up your fingers wide if you want a little bit more of that. Head can just stay along with the spine. You can let it drift to the right a bit if you want an opening in the side of your neck. Just make sure it's something you want and it feels good for you. And then inhale, lift up, keep the length. And exhale it over to the opposite side. Yeah, really lengthening there. Getting ready to do some good triangle poses in a bit. And your head again can stay wherever you feel comfortable, letting it be. Really come over into that left waistline. Yes, we all have a waistline, Josephine. Lengthen that side body. And bring yourself up. Inhale. And exhale. Let your right hand come down. Good. Keep both hands underneath the chair and actually bring it towards the front of the chair so it's right on either side of your thighs. Okay. And we're just going to let our weight come back. So now I have my hips at the back base of the chair, but not my spine. And I just want to lengthen my spine here by holding on to the chair. And I want to let my heart now start to magnetically rise outward. Okay. So it's coming towards you, yours towards me, taking the gaze wherever it feels right, but really opening up this heart. And then bringing myself back. I'm going to release my hands. I'm going to remove my blocks that I was using. Come towards the front of the chair. And so during the meditation today, it was about forgiveness. And that's all right here in the heart area. And as Denise said, also in that throat area. So just think about that today and anything what we do that's going to help open up that space so that we have room for forgiveness, right? And that's forgiveness of self, probably first and foremost, and then forgiveness of others as well. So we're going to have our feet planted flat on the ground now, if they weren't before. And we're going to find mountain pose. Again, lining everything up, okay? And now from here, we're going to go ahead and take our hands behind us, interlace our fingers, push down, squeeze shoulders, pull in belly, and let our hearts come forward. If this is a lot for you on your shoulders, then just take your hands to the base of your hips. Okay, but here we go again. Opening up heart, opening up throat, squeezing into shoulders. And I want you all to find your variations of how to open up your heart. And then bring yourself forward and try to do that on a regular basis, right? Finding yourself open-hearted. So now go ahead and lift your arms up. Inhale. And exhale, left hand comes to right shoulder. Feel that already. I do at least right here in this tricep. My right hand comes to my left elbow. I'm going to sit up straight and tall and just feel that stretch. Should feel pretty good. Don't want to pull any more than what is just calling you to be for your body at this time. If you like, let's go ahead and take ourselves over to one direction or the other. Coming over to my right, you guys are going to do the other side. So find what works for you. And then I'm going to inhale, lift up. And I'm going to exhale over to the other side. So we're getting a lot of lateral work today, side work, waist work, core work, oblique work. Bring myself up. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands come down. Chin comes down as well. Lifting up, inhale. This time my right arm comes to my left shoulder, my left hand comes to my right elbow. This is when I wish we were together so you guys could remind me which one I'm supposed to be doing today in my morning class. I totally did the same side again and then finally caught it at the end. Hopefully the participants didn't do the same side. So you guys always make sure you do what's right. Okay, don't always do what I say, please. So here we are, sitting up straight and tall. Now I'm getting a stretch in my right tricep. Staying here if you want, or you can go ahead and take that into that lateral move again. And just finding that nice stretch to the arm side of the body. Strengthening for our internal organs and the muscles that surround our abdominal cavity. Let's go ahead and bring yourself up and take yourself over. Again, not wanting to fall out of the chair by too much weight going over to the side, right? Be in control of it with your core. And then bring yourself up. Inhale. And open up and release. Exhale. Now we're going to take some little flowing motions. I'm going to slide my hands forward towards my knees. I'm going to pull in my belly and I'm going to let my hands slide down farther than we did with our cat pose. This is a great place if you have blocks to place the blocks down, or you can have your hands anywhere that they come in contact with this forward fold, okay? You may or may not want to let your head drop chin to chest, only if that feels good for you, only if you don't get dizzy when you do that, because blood coming to our brain is a really good thing. Our brains are oxygen hogs, so they need those red blood cells. And taking a bit of an inversion, it can be really good for that. But you want to come out slowly. And right now, because we're in forward fold, I'm hoping everyone is pulling in and your core, all right? I know I say that a lot, but that's because I got to remind myself, okay? And now push into either wherever your hands are and lengthen your spine, coming up just so that your back is totally flat right now. We're in this half lift, okay? So I'm looking straight down. My hands are either on the ground if my arms are long enough, or they're on my shins, and I might not be totally parallel to the ground with my spine. It really depends on your bodies. You might be up a little bit higher, but wherever you are, flat spine, okay? Think about crown, pulling forward, tailbone, pulling back, okay? And we're finding that length there. And then I want you to exhale, come back into that forward fold where you release chin to chest, head comes down, maybe, if not, keep it at heart level. Inhale, lift into half lift, still looking down, spine straight, that's your inhale, flow with this. Exhale, head comes to wherever is comfortable for you. Rounding into the spine is what we're doing. And then on an inhale, we lift into that half lift. Do that 2 more sets, your breath. Pull in at the belly. I remind you, because I'm reminding me. We've done a lot of back bends. Now we're doing some forward folding. And then find yourself one more time into that forward fold. And I want you to come up like a rag doll so that you start stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. You pulling in at your belly all the time. Slow motion here until you feel yourself on those sits bones again. Shoulders down and then chin lifts up, okay? You come into a forward fold. Again, we don't want to be jerky in our motion, so make sure that you're taking that nice and easy there. All right, let's do Garasana, eagle pose, seated at the one chair, and then we're going to introduce the second chair, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and cross, and then maybe double cross, only if that is available to your ankles. And if this crossing isn't, then you're just down lower. You can build yourself a block underneath that if that helps you guys, okay? So find yourself cross. And when we do this, press down with the foot that's on the ground, and I can feel that already in my hips, all right? So squeeze your legs together a little bit. And if you have that double cross going, that's great too. Not necessary, keeping knees forward. And again, this is for joints and it's for our urogenital system. So squeeze your legs together, okay? Squeeze in, because that squeezes into all of that pelvic girdle area, okay? And as I squeeze, I'm gonna feel that in my core and in my hips, okay? So now from here, raise your arms up, inhale. So my left leg is on top. So that means my left arm is going under. That's what we do with Karasana. We could do in the opposite way. And it took me for a long, long time to figure that one out. So don't worry about it. Just one of those little details. And taking your hands together, trying to have your forearms perpendicular to the ground. Okay, fingers are pointing up. I'm going to inhale, lift my elbows up. And then pull in at my navel, come forward here, trying to tap maybe elbows to knee, and let myself bow down, chin to chest. cheeks in next to my biceps. My facial cheeks, not my other cheeks. That would be really interesting. All right, and then lift up, inhale. And let's do that again. Exhale down. As far as you're able. Your elbows may not come to your knees. That's okay. Wherever you are, though, you're pulling in at your core. Okay. Taking a couple breaths here in this bowing eagle. And then rising up, inhale. Nice straight spine. And release arms. Exhale. Feel that blood rushing through. Release your legs. Arms come up. And exhale. Hands come down. Nice. And now I'm going to leave my left foot grounded. I'm going to take my right leg over. And again, that over could be in front of my shin. Okay. Find what's worked for you. Maybe you need to readjust your sits bones a little bit here. And then if that top leg wants to go around and take that second wrap, you can do that. Not necessary. It's just part of transitioning from one stage to the other. Go ahead and squeeze your legs in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Feel that. Nobody knows you're squeezing but you right now. Squeeze into all of our internal urinary organs here. Squeezing into the urethra. And then taking our arms up, flying like an eagle upwards. And then taking our right arm under our left, okay, because my right's on top, so right goes under. And then I'm going to go ahead and come into my form of eagle arm wrap, okay? And let's squeeze those arms together too, only if you want to add a little bit more, lifting up on an inhale. Exhale, coming forward, down to wherever my elbows land, maybe on my thigh, knee, in the air, okay? Wherever they are, you are pulling forward, chin to chest, shoulders are squeezing forward, okay? Squeeze your legs together as well. Stay strong, stay active in that grounded foot pushing down through your floor. Inhale, lift yourself up with core strength. Rise up high. And exhale, pull in, pull in, pull in at that belly and come forward to wherever again is your forward folding here into bowing eagle. Everything, let it squeeze and contract together. And inhale, let everything up. Exhale, release those arms and release those legs, and let's fly up and down a bit here. Up and down. 7 eagles flying. Let's do it 7 times. There we go. This is 3. If you noticed in the song last night, I never really did that many of each of the things. That would have been crazy. And of course, I'm losing count. Let's do 2 more. 7 eagles flying. And then let's find that second share, okay? So I'm just going to tilt mine this way, bring the other one in. And we're going to do this so we can work on some extensions in our legs and some hip openers, okay? Let you guys get situated there. Might have to move your device. Just figure out what works for you. And again, if blocks are available, have them always. You never know, we might want to throw those in as well. So by now, this is 10 months that some of you have been doing this. You've established a space, like Denise talked about today, a meditation space, a yoga space, where you have available your chairs, your blankets, your mats, your blocks, your straps, okay? any of those tools that will assist you in progressing in what we're doing, okay? Because everything is impermanent, right? It's always changing. And in our practice, we may be, progressing in it, and then we come to a place where we're just feeling pretty stable. Maybe there's days where we feel like we've kind of gone back a bit, and then we continue to move forward. So kind of going with whatever is available. But I want to keep making sure that I give you guys options, right? So when we're doing things. So right now, my legs are open, my feet are as wide, and hips are as wide as that other chair that's in front of me. I'm gonna just have my fingers on that chair like I'm playing the piano. I'm gonna press down my fingers. I'm gonna raise up my heels, okay? So I'm gonna push down through the balls of my feet. I'm pushing down onto those piano keys, and I'm just, again, coming into kind of an isometric strengthening here. Really pushing down through the balls of my feet, really pushing down through my fingertips into that chair, lifting my spine even longer in this rooting down of fingers, rooting down of my feet, and continue to find my breath in this contracted way. It's harder to find your breath when you're working isometrically. And then exhale, release, heels come down. And now I'm gonna go ahead and take my left foot up onto the chair. My left hip will naturally open here. And I've got the side of my left foot on the chair. And you can move that chair, all right? Let's say your hip doesn't wanna go very much into flexion, then extend the chair away from you. If you wanna bring it in more, you can do that. That's what's really nice about having that option of that second chair. So I'm sitting up here and I'm getting a half butterfly position going. And I'm gonna lean my body forward. Maybe take my hands to the back seat of the other chair. And just let my weight and gravity take me as far forward as I want to go. And in doing that, it's trying to maintain a straight spine. And you're going to feel this in that outer hip, that foot that's on the chair. If you flex it, oh yes, you're gonna feel it even more. Might not wanna do that, okay? But if you really like that sensation and you want a little bit more of that, then flex that foot that's grounded on the chair. And you can also press through the foot that's on the floor. You get a little more out of this, okay? If you want. Back stays as straight as you can. And then when you're finished with a straight spine, you can let your hands come to the seat of the chair and let your head come down, chin to chest, rounding over this half butterfly, also kind of a pigeon type of a pose. And I always think of Denise with pigeon pose and that beautiful photo of her that she did, pigeon grounded. Way back in the day, remember that, you guys? And then I'm gonna go ahead pulling up my belly because I'm coming out of that forward fold, walking myself up, finding myself straight, coming back and taking that left leg down and let it release to the ground. Feeling again that kind of one-sidedness in us, right? Because we just worked that hip. Now I'm going to lift my right foot off the ground. I'm going to come with the right outside edge of my right foot on the center of that chair and have my other leg, knee bent, and have good alignment here, okay? Knee over ankle, foot can be at an angle. And again, find that length that's right for you and opening up your hip, okay? Make it personal for you, okay? Personal training here. Flex the foot only if you want. Feel that a little bit more there. Hands on top of the back of your chair and bringing yourself forward. Flat spine. Your weight comes forward only to the place that is perfección para ti, okay? So don't go any farther than your body says that feels good, okay? And breathing will allow you to come into it maybe more if your breath says it's okay. Breath is going to tell you. If you get your breath so that you can't take those deep, soulful breaths, then you're going too far. Okay, if they become jerky or if you can't, you're holding your breath, all right? So we don't want that. And then if you like, you can take your hands to the seat of the chair and really double yourself over here. Letting that weight come forward, feeling that in that half butterfly position there. Breathing, you guys, breathe. Slowly, very slowly bringing yourself back up the way you came into it. Hands come to the back of the chair, back is straight, and then bring yourself up so the back is perpendicular to the ground. And I'm going to release that right leg down so that both of my legs now feel fairly, and hips feel fairly aligned and even. So if this were a yin class, in a yin class, we would hold that for 5 to 7 minutes on one side. And they do that so that you really are able to get into that sensation. And that sensation that seems at first not comfortable becomes comfortable. And it really comes into a deeper place. And I believe that's one of my goals for 2021, to get certified in yin yoga. So hopefully I'll be able to, really be able to present more of that in a more educated way. All right, let's take both feet up into full butterfly. Okay. And again, some of us may really have that chair extended far away from us. Okay. Others may want that chair in closer. So wherever you are, I'd like you to have a straight spine without leaning back in the chair. Okay. So finding that straight spine, finding the soles of your feet together, finding the distance of one chair and the other so that you're able to sit up straight and tall here. Okay. This we can do on the floor, and at any time, again, any of you that come to the Wednesday class and want to take what we do in the chair down to the floor, you can. Any of you that come to the Wednesday class and want to take what we do on the floor to the chair, that is also a good option. Okay. So from here, I'm going to see if I can reach to the back of the other chair. If not, just extend your arms out. Okay. But if you can hold on to something, let's see if you can roll forward onto your sits bones a little bit more, and you'll feel the connection with the soles of your feet, connecting in deeper here. Maybe begin that gentle forward motion. If you cannot reach the back of the chair, reach for the sides of the chair, okay? Front, before, or after your legs, wherever your anatomy is leading you to in your chair. All right, if you have your hands on the seat of the chair, you can gently press your elbows into where your knee area is, and then you may feel that that helped you to open up a little bit more. If you have your hands on the back of the chair, you can use it to help you pull yourself forward. So play with that, you guys. Play with what feels right for you. If you're pulling forward, pull in your belly, okay? And let yourself sink into it. Let yourself breathe. Let your chin come towards your chest. Feel this beautiful opening in our hips. It's going to help us to walk more freely today. Now we're going to slowly bring our Chin up, head up, elongating the spine from wherever you were, and bringing myself back. No hands on the chair. Can I hold myself up with my core strength here? Okay. And while we're here, take your hands on your knees and let's just do really small circles here. That's going to, again, come into our abdominal core area to help us move here, help us maintain our legs nice and open. And I'm going to reverse that, coming around in the opposite way. So today, we haven't done a lot of like really heavy stuff, but we've done some things that get a little deeper into the sensations of what our different asanas are bringing to us. And then coming back to stillness here, let's take our legs long. Okay, and so I'm going to come into staff pose. So my legs are long. And again, this can be done on the ground if you want. I'm going to flex my feet. And when I do that, the heels come off of my chair. I don't know about your guys' chair, how you are. The back of my calves are on towards the front of the chair. And again, just find what is comfortable for you. And I'm sitting straight up using this. You guys, this is what we do to sit up straight. So much of our day, we don't attend to that, right? We're more like this. And me too. Okay, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. But when I come like this, I am making sure that, just make sure I close that off. You guys can see me still. So I'm using my core strength here. And now I want to use it a little bit more. I'm going to raise my arms up, inhale. Keep my legs flexed. And from here, I'm going to take one arm forward towards the back of that other chair. I'm not going to reach it. And the other arm back towards the back of the other chair. And I'm going to take that back arm and I'm going to just place it behind where I am seated. And it's going to lengthen my spine a little bit more. I'm going to reach that left arm forward and I'm going to look over my right shoulder. Okay, so coming into a twist here. And I'm going to raise that right arm back, maybe straight, and then bring both of them forward. Sitting up straight and tall. My right hand reaches forward. My left one comes back. Feeling a twist already. And then I take my left hand, bend it, bend the elbow, place my hand down, push down. Lengthen through my spine a little bit more, and then take a look over my left shoulder. Really push down, because as I come into that twist, my back wants to round back. Okay. And then releasing left arm back, and bring myself forward, and bring my elbows back. Come into fists here. And then release, fingers forward. I'm still staying flexed in my feet. Come back. Pull those elbows back. Bring my hands forward. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Breathing through mouth if you want. Exhaling through mouth, I should say. And then let your hands come. And let your legs go. So in other words, now I don't have any contraction in my legs. I'm not flexing my feet. I'm just letting them release here. And then I'm going to take my legs on down. Okay, a little bit of warming up, and then we're going to cool down. So I'm going to take my hands to the sides of the second chair. My feet are in a position for a goddess pose. So I'm open with my feet and my knees and my hips, as I would be in goddess. And I want to make sure I have a long spine first to begin with. We are going to take ourselves out of the chair. So take your weight forward, bend into your elbows, lengthen your legs, lengthen your elbows. Find yourself kind of at angled, a little angled, but you're looking over that second chair. And I'm gonna squat down, take myself to the chair. That's an exhale, okay? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take myself down. Make sure you find that chair. Keep those legs open. Inhale, push through your feet. Lengthen. Exhale. Keep going now. Your flow. Taking weight into your arms. Your weight, right? Weight bearing here. Really important for all of us. Any age, any place, any time to do weight bearing. But especially for us women who tend to have more tendencies for weaker bones as we get older. So let's see what we can do to bring some weight bearing into our lives. I want you to stand. I want you to bring more weight forward, almost like you were holding yourself up in a push-up here. And from here, I want you to come high into the balls of your feet. If that is something that you feel comfortable doing, bend your knees slightly and curl and tuck and round into yourself. Keeping feet flat and legs straight if that is better for you. And then taking my head up and just looking up a bit, letting my tailbone come down a bit. And I'm coming kind of into cat and cow here on the high balls of my feet, or you can take it to flat feet. Coming back, and I want to go ahead and lift up again. Inhale. And exhale, pull it in. Letting my feet come down all the way, letting my weight come forward a little bit more. Let the tailbone rise up. Let me get a curve in my lower spine. Looking up, pushing down, weight bearing, and then releasing, coming back to open legs, seated on the chair, sitting down here, taking a couple breaths. And then we're going to end with a shoulder stretch and end in peaceful warrior. So taking that opposite chair, and if you have a blanket or something that you can rest your forehead on, or maybe your chairs aren't plastic like mine, I'm going to go ahead and place my forehead down on that second chair. My arms are just kind of crossed, and I'm coming into peaceful warrior. If you want, those of you that want can take it to the ground. But we're still getting a nice long spine here with that second chair. Our legs are still bent, our hips are still open, and we're still breathing. I'm going to keep my left hand down. I'm going to take my forearm to the chair, and I'm going to raise up, let my right arm come up all the way up, looking at that right arm. And then I'm going to take it and slide it on the front of the chair. Let my elbow come onto the chair, palm up, head down, come into a shoulder twist here. Waist twist. Relaxing into our breath. And then bringing myself back up with that right arm, taking it up. And exhale, take it back down, let it hold on to the chair. Left arm rises up. And then I exhale, taking that under my right arm, bicep, armpit area, letting my left side of my head come back to the chair. And I'm opening up that left shoulder there. Breathing in and out of that. And rising up, making sure I'm having all kinds of nice control in my abdominal area, and take that left hand down. Find your forehead on the blanket, on the chair. On the ground, if you've taken Peaceful Warrior to the ground, have a flat spine. So have that chair at whatever distance from your other chair that feels like you've got a good straight spine. Sturdy, stable, strong. Let's take a few breaths together here. Having our forehead grounded on something like this activates the pineal and the pituitary gland. It can be very relaxing here with this third eye chakra. A place of intuition. And just hold onto your belly. Start to walk yourself upward. Slowly. As your head was maybe not lower than your heart, but it was low. So I'll just turn myself towards you all. And just find ourselves in that rhythmical breath. That mystic, magical breath. Finding hands at heart center. So we can say goodbye to one another in this class and end it together with a nice, sweet namaste. Thank you all for being here today, any time, even if it's just for a little bit of time that you're able to come and share class with us.